In this video, I want to start looking at how you manage your orders. Once customers have bought things in your store, how do you manage them through WP e-commerce? Well, it's a little bit confusing right off the bat because there is nothing on the menu here to suggest where you find it. So for example, we're in settings here, we're in our store, but there's nothing here for actually looking at your orders. And of course, it's not under products here. Well, it turns out it's all up here in the dashboard area. And you'll see here store sales, but even more importantly, or perhaps more confusedly, if you go to dashboard, it says get shopped here, but it's WP e-commerce. It's right up here at the top, and it's got the news, which I don't find particularly helpful, and there's your sales summary. So it goes and inserts it on your WordPress dashboard. It doesn't have its own separate dashboard. And I think that's a bit of a mistake because it's confusing to people. Plus, I want to see my WordPress dashboard separately from this. Now I've got to scroll all the way down here to get to my WordPress dashboard. Anyway, there's a quick summary of your current month, your total to date, and so forth. You can look up things by quarter. Here's a quick glance at sales by month. Anyway, a little bit of information there for you. This is really about the plugin itself up here. So I'm just collapsing that. You can upgrade here, but this is where we get our real detail about store sales. In fact, this is our order management right here. Okay, so you're seeing all the orders that have been submitted so far. Tells you who the customer is, their email address right there. You could email them directly from here, by the way. Amount, how much it was, the number of items. So a little bit of basics, so you could quickly distinguish between two sales from one person and what the amount was and so on. This is the really crucial one right here, the status. And this is a drop-down menu which is manually and automatically controlled. So in this case, for example, it automatically came up as order received because I did a manual purchase. A check or a bank transfer, whatever it might be, where nothing happens automatically online. So it sits here as order received. Now I have to manually change this. One of the things I could do is I could set it to job dispatched, meaning I've shipped it. Okay. When you do that and you add this over here, a tracking ID, so let's just put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be from your shipping company, post office, or your shipping company like FedEx. You'd put that in here, and when you hit save, a little menu item comes up here, send email. And what this does is it sends a special email to the customer and includes this tracking ID in it. Okay, and says, here's how you can go find the status of your shipment. All right. Now, the other thing that happens is you could get a payment declined message. That would happen automatically, or accepted payment. Again, those would happen automatically through the API of that particular gateway. Now, one of the things that I'm not so keen on with this layout is there's nothing really that jumps out at you to say, for example, a new order's been received or a status. If you had a long list of them here, one that said this has been pending for a while or something like that. Anyway, there's nothing to really draw your attention here. You can sort it by status. We'll see how it comes up. It's going to do it in alphabetical order, and you could do that to maybe help filter these a little bit. Of course, you could filter by date. You want to find something by date. But I kind of like something that jumps out at me with a color coding or a little notification icon, something like that. Anyway, you can sort these by various elements. Let's go in and see the details here on a sales log. So here's my billing details. If there was shipping, let's find one that had shipping on it here. I think this one had shipping. Yeah, so there's your shipping address with your shipping options that were used, the payment method used, and so forth. There's the full detail of the order right there. Again, taxes, there's no indication of what the tax is. You would have to know that for the particular country or region. Order notes. Now, this is completely manual. Some plugins have automated notes. For example, it was dispatched on this date, or the order was canceled on this date, and it would give like an order history. This one's entirely manual, so you would go and enter this yourself and update the notes. One thing that's kind of cool out of the box here with WP e-commerce is a packing slip. So when I click this, it opens a new window here and brings up my print right away as well. Let me cancel that so we can see this. So it's quite a nice looking packing slip. You can't control the look of it, but that's pretty basic, pretty standard. So that's handy to have. You can also resend the receipt if the buyer says, I never got it, or you've updated it, made some changes or something. You can resend it there, delete the record there. And then this takes us back to the main page for your sales log here. Now, one of the things is if you have a lot of orders, you can't choose how many to show on a page like you normally do on screen options, but that hopefully is okay because you just filter it by date, and that's maybe not so bad. But it'd be something be nice to see where you don't have to go through screens and screens of them. All right, so that's a look at what reporting you get within WordPress for your WP e-commerce sales.